At the beginning of Season 5 of Overwatch 2, Lifeweaver is going to receive a huge amount of buffs. Will this be enough to make him meta, or will he still be the hero with the lowest win rate in the game? Here's a list of all of the changes he's going to get. Petal ornaments on his back have had their size and hit volume reduced by 10%. This means that his hitbox is still similar around his body, obviously, but it's going to be a little bit tricky to actually hit him from the back because the petals are a little bit smaller than before, which is a good change. His hitbox was kind of big, to be honest. Number 2. Healing Blossom maximum healing increased from 65 to 75. Thorn volley. Damage per projectile increased from 5 to 6, and projectile radius increased from 0.1 to 0.125. And one more actually. Ammo increased from 60 to 70. Obviously can do more damage than before. I don't think it's going to be that broken though. Petal platform. Walkable area increased by 15%. Area to trigger lift now shrinks from a radius of 2 to 0.75 meters after initial placement. So this is more of a quality of life change. But also, you can walk on it a little bit more than before, so the walkable area has been extended a little bit. Now, life grip. Cooldown reduced from 20 to 16 seconds, but it also has a pretty cool new effect.
Come here, will you?
The effect is heals target ally for 50 health. Yes, heals target ally for 50 health. So, if you pull and you heal at the same time, you'll do a ton of healing. So let's say that target is very low, I charge this, I pull.
Safety in numbers.
That is a lot. And lastly, Tree of Life ultimate cost increased by 8%, understandable considering the amount of healing buffs that he received and also damage buffs. So his ultimate should get, you should get your ultimate a little bit faster than before with these changes, but in order to compensate, Blizzard decided to increase the ultimate cost by 8%. So I think that you're gonna get the Tree of Life roughly the same amount of time that it took you before. It's one of the fastest charging ultimates in the game, but I mean it's just like literally a healing totem, so I don't think it's gonna be that game changing. Now let's go through the changes one by one. Hitbox changes. Lifeweaver's hitbox is pretty big for a support, and I think he's one of the easiest heroes in the game to aim at. In Season 5, his Petal ornaments have had their hitbox decreased by 10%. Honestly, the 10% doesn't seem that much in game. Here you can see the comparison between the size of them in Season 4, and here's how it's gonna be in Season 5. I mean, the change looks visible, but not that much. At least to me. In my opinion, this is a very small buff. Blizzard has a history of doing this with other heroes as well, adding very small changes which might seem on first sight insignificant buffs that stacked together will result into a meta hero in the future. But I still think that I have to go back to the drawing board with this. His issue hitbox wise is not necessarily his width, but his height. He's very tall. I don't think they'll ever change this because I assume it would take a ton of time to redo animations and stuff. So we might see his hitbox get smaller width-wise a bit more if this is not enough, but not height-wise. What do you think? Healing Blossom changes. His Healing Blossom now can do a maximum of 75 healing, so a 10 flat HP increase. This means that Lifeweaver now heals as much as Ana does per shot. But compared to Ana, which can fire shots every 0.58 seconds, Lifeweaver needs 1 second to fully charge his Healing Blossom. Of course, Lifeweaver has more ammo than Ana, 20 versus 15, and the exact same reload speed at 1.5 seconds. Now, there's a huge difference between them. Ana has to land the shots, while Lifeweaver just has to lock in his Healing Blossom. The reason why I threw those numbers in is because I want you to view Lifeweaver's healing as very high, but not as fast and explosive as Ana's. This will help us understand how to play him and how you can play around him. View him like this: give me time, I'll get the job done. Be patient. I think Blizzard is trying to do the Junker Queen approach that they did a couple of weeks ago. Increase the numbers that we have and see how broken they are. The thing is, 75 healing per shot is not going to make him OP, because his healing wasn't his issue. This doesn't mean that we can't speculate his increased healing potential. 75 healing per shot means that we just got a possibility of healing 200 HP extra, 10 HP times 20, before reloading, which is not that bad. Now, it doesn't sound broken either. Even if he'd do 100 HP per shot, I still would have my doubts of him being viable. Again, his healing output is not his problem. But I mean, I'm not complaining. Thorn volley changes. Apart from melee, Thorn volley is the only way Lifeweaver can do damage. With his design, it seems pretty obvious that his goal is not to fight back that much, but just to enable his team. Still, this doesn't make it less frustrating when you can do whatever you can for your team and you still can win games because you have no way of being proactive in securing eliminations, not to mention that if you get dived, the most you can do is tickle the enemies a little bit and buy as much time as possible. Damage got buffed, ammo clip got buffed, and projectile radius got buffed. Now, if the enemies just run around me while I'm shooting, I don't think these buffs will make him feel great. To my mind, the change that he needs for his Thorn Valley is to get decreased travel time for his projectiles so you can actually aim them rather than hope you land them like you'd play Orisa, who has infinite bullets by the way, although limited by an overheat mechanic that's quite easy to bypass. Or to add extra effects apart from his raw damage. For example, the community has suggested a poison mechanic for his Thorns. That would be very cool. Petal platform changes. These changes are more quality of life changes. I feel like they're designed so that accidents don't happen that often with his Petal platform. It seems like now you can take it more voluntarily because, let's be honest, we all barely walked on it and activated it by mistake a bunch of times. It will be easier for teammates to coordinate Petal platform strategies in which multiple people take it, which I think was the dev's team intention in the first place behind this ability. It's also easier to understand now how much you can walk on it because the walkable area increased. All in all, these modifications mean that it just makes more sense now than before to use it. It's more intuitive. This ability is definitely one of the trickiest abilities to coordinate in Overwatch, and I think that the more time we get with Lifeweaver in game, the easier it will become to use the platform together and see how strong this ability actually is. I would love to see in the future the possibility of activating the platform or maybe even maneuvering it with your interact key, so that you decide how high it goes in order to make the gameplay more fluid. Hopefully they'll think about this in the future. Life grip changes. The changes that I've done to this ability have caught my attention the most. The cooldown got reduced from 20 to 16 seconds and now heals the target ally for 50 health. Let's talk first about the reduced cooldown, 16 seconds. It seems a bit overkill, but hear me out. It's a single target get out of jail free card that doesn't cleanse. Comparable abilities would be Kiriko's Suzu, which is at a 14-second cooldown, can impact every ally in its range and it cleanses. And Baptista's Immortality Field, that creates an area in which you or your allies can't die until the lamp gets destroyed, which has a 23-second cooldown. If you think about it, 16 seconds is not that exaggerated. Overwatch teamfights are usually decided in the first couple of seconds. I think that 16 seconds is a good start at making this ability more viable, but I wouldn't mind seeing this get lowered even more in the future to, let's say, 14 seconds. Is this that impactful? By itself? Nah. So they added a new effect to it. It heals the target ally for 50 health. Lifeweaver is slowly but surely becoming a healing, a supporting machine. Combined with the possibility of charging your healing blossom while the traveling happens, it means that in theory you can do 50 health plus 75 health for a total of 125 until they can focus the pulled ally again, which is more than 50% of the total HP of more than half of the hero roster, I think. That is massive. There are still two things I like to see in the future for this ability to make him viable. Let allies exit the pull by pressing the interact key. Currently, you can exit it by only using a movement ability. This will lower the trolling potential and the mistakes that you can make by pulling an ally too early. And number 2, give extra utility to it other than healing. Maybe pulled targets get increased damage for 1 or 2 seconds so you can use it proactively in teamfights, like a mini damage boost for someone. Maybe after you pull someone, your own fire rate increases a bit, I don't know. There are a ton of ideas out there. If this is not enough, I hope they'll add something cool to this ability to encourage proactive usage of it rather than reactive usage. And now, Life Tree. The only nerf he got is Life Tree ultimate cost got increased by 8%. This is because all of the healing buffs will help him get his ultimate faster than before, and he already had one of the fastest farming ultimates in the game, so this is just to keep in check that he doesn't get his ultimate up once every 20 seconds. In my opinion, even with this nerf, he's going to get his ult faster than before, because he has another way of doing healing with his life grip, and it will be easier to do damage more consistently than before as his Thorn volley got buffed. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think you'll probably have your ultimate available once every 2 fights maximum, if they don't end fast. Are the buffs enough? As you've probably noticed, Blizzard literally just gave Lifeweaver 9 buffs and 1 nerf. It's a bit funny to think that they still doubt if he's going to be meta or not after all these changes. Just goes to show you how much our understanding of the game has evolved throughout the years. I suspect that more players will try to play him, at least for a while, me included. His gameplay will definitely feel better than before. More heals, so more time to do damage, faster ultimates, more life grips, it's easier to use the Petal platform. A little bit harder to hit than before because his hitbox got smaller. One by one, these changes don't matter that much. But did Blizzard just cook the perfect storm for Lifeweaver to be viable with these buffs? No. And I hope I'm wrong. I think that he still won't be played that much because these buffs don't help us find an answer to this question. Why play Lifeweaver over any other support? If the changes result in him doing an obscene amount of healing and offer him incredible fluidity in his kit usage, then he will be played. I know for sure I'm gonna try to see if he's meta or not. What do you think? Do you think that these buffs are enough to make him S tier in Season 5 of Overwatch 2, or does he need more help? Please let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. Oh, and stop by on Twitch and say hi. Thanks for watching, ML7 out.